Embarrassing behind me.
Welcome to the Girls Who Waited, the Geek Girl YouTube show all about Doctor Who and more. We are so glad you could join us tonight for a very special episode. I'm your host, Lil, with my awesome co-host, Angela.
Hey!
And
And
Angela is here to introduce some awesome sorry people.
and we are here with the showrunner and community manager for ReGeneration Who, Oni and Kara. And I'm going to let them talk a lot more than you hear us talking because we want to hear about their awesome convention. So, ladies, tell us about ReGeneration Who.
Well, that's cool. Sorry, Kara's face just popped in, and I was like, oh, Kara's talking. I won't talk. Anyway, so ReGeneration...
That noise outside.
Yeah, I was like, what's that? Anyway, ReGeneration Who is March 27th through 29th in Hunt Valley, Maryland. And it's awesome. It's a Doctor Who convention, and we have a ton of guests, and we're really excited about it. That's really about it.
Okay, so who are some of your guests that are coming to it?
So we have Colin Baker, we have Sylvester McCoy, we have Sophie Aldred, we have Nev Fountain, we have Nicola Bryant. Tom Baker is actually Skyping in to support the event, which on a personal note, since he was my doctor, that was just huge for me. I still can't get over that we have this. And we're going to be planning we have Patricia Quinn from Rocky Horror Picture Show, but also she was on Doctor Who in Dragonfire. And we have Deborah Watling, who is still just as cute as she was when she was with Patrick Troughton. I met her at Long Island too, and I think you guys probably did too. She's adorable. I love her.
And also Terry Malloy.
Oh yeah! You know, it's funny. I was just talking to Terry, so that's why I derped out. I always overthink things. The thing that I'm talking about right now is usually the thing I think beyond. But Terry Malloy is awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome.
So yeah, so what type of events are you guys going to have at the convention? I've heard a little bit about them, but our viewers have not. So.
Oh, okay. So we're going to have performances every night. We're going to have, well, I shouldn't say performances. We're going to have performances and dancing and cosplay, obviously. We're working with some bands to have some bands lead up to a Time Lord's Ball of some sort, which we're going to release exactly what that is as soon as I have my meeting on Wednesday. And we're going to have, of course, the QA panels, and we're working with the guests to try to actually have things that no other con has actually had. So I'm trying to look at what they love and allow them to share it with the fans here, kind of like what we do with Intervention, which is my other event where it's more of a conference where we share knowledge. I'm kind of bringing a little bit of that into Regen too, which I think will be different and really fun.
So sweet. You guys have a bunch of different admission levels. You have your general ticket, and then you have all these other tickets. Tell us a little bit about that.
So it's really important to me to try to keep the price as low as we possibly can. Obviously, Regen is a huge event, so it costs a lot of money to actually produce. So we keep the regular registration lower, and then we give people who can help us, kind of kickstart almost the convention. You can buy levels on that, but instead of just taking people's money, we believe strongly in actually helping them, or rather giving them cool stuff. So one of our big things, because we're so entrenched in the geek art community, is to support local artists. So we have things like the TARDIS lamp that you can buy, which again is money goes to a local artist, but also it helps the con out as well, and you get something cool. Same thing with the VIP levels, where you have a Jelly Baby charm. We have some artwork done by Kelsey Wells of Dr. Kawaii webcomic. We have, oh God, I'm blanking. What else do we have, Kara? We have T-shirts.
We have T-shirts. We have a print that's also done by Kelsey.
Yep.
It has all our major guests as their characters. Absolutely adorable piece.
And Kelsey's we actually talked about her years and years ago in our Christmas, what to buy people for Christmas episode.
Oh, the early days, the first
Yes,
days.
a long time ago, because I have one of her gingerbread Dalek pieces.
Oh, that's awesome.
Aww.
So that's an old name that we've mentioned before. And you guys have a bunch of other cool stuff. I think the one thing that I think is really awesome is actually sold out, the tea.
Yeah, that's sold out.
But it's still a really cool concept.
Yeah, it definitely is, and I didn't realize it would sell out in like 6 weeks, but it did. And that's the level 4 tier where you can actually have tea with the doctor, and it looks like this isn't even like publicly released yet. We've been intentionally vague, but it looks like we're going to actually have a chef doing custom Doctor Who themed cookies and stuff for the people that paid that. So it's going to be really awesome.
That sounds really cool. At least I think that sounds awesome as like a big foodie. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, like, okay, Kara, you talk some too. You guys have done a lot with the Doctor Who experience too, back and forth, right?
We have. One of the big things that I'm doing with Regen is, while we're making sure it's a big event in March, we're making the blog sort of useful to Doctor Who fans throughout the year. So we are running con news, but we're also talking to people who have worked on the show, writers, fans who have done their own creations, and we're running just this series of interviews. And one of the first ones we did, we spoke to Joe Lidster, who he's written for Torchwood and Sarah Jane. He also wrote John Watson's blog for Sherlock, and he wrote, going way back, he wrote Martha Jones's MySpace back in the day, and he completely reimagined the Doctor Who experience, which is this. I've been to it twice. It's in Cardiff Bay, and it's sort of like walking through an episode. And you walk through rooms with like Daleks and Weeping Angels, and the Doctor talks to you, and it's kind of like sort of being within an episode. And Joe came in with BBC Worldwide, and they turned it into this immersive thing with actors on the set where they worked in the video of the 12th Doctor, and you actually have to cooperate with other people with the experience to do stuff. And Joe and the people at BBC Worldwide were very kind. They gave us the behind-the-scenes information. Got a plane going over.
That's what threw me off before. I was like, what is that?
It comes from living near an airport.
It's the TARDIS.
It's the TARDIS. Hey, gotta go, guys. But they've turned it into this immersive thing, and Joe gave us some nice behind-the-scenes stuff, and BBC Worldwide sent us photos from inside. So really, we are the first American group to sort of get a really good look at what the new experience is like, let alone the experience at all. So.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, and you guys do a lot of blog posts, so can you give us any ideas about any upcoming? I know about some of these already, but can you give us an idea about, some of the more fun stuff that you're messing with for the blog?
Oni, which ones can I tell her about?
Probably any of them, because I mean, there's some that's going to be released this week, right? Or
Okay.
this week or next week.
A couple that I've just put up. We just talked with Doctor Who Legacy, and for Legacy fans, if you go to our blog, there is a code for the Fourth Doctor's second costume. If you don't have that, so run and get that if you're a Legacy player. We spoke recently with Daphne Ashbrook, who played Grace in the TV movie, and she has a couple of CDs out. She sings, and she has spoken with us about her latest album. And who else have I talked to? Gosh. I've put up some... What?
You've talked to a lot of people.
I've talked to a lot of people. You don't even know about all of them, Oni.
I know. I'm just like...
I just kind of do a thing, and she's like, what? We're putting up some great photos from MagFest, because we saw a lot of Doctor Who cosplayers at MagFest who were super awesome. We're going to be talking to aforementioned Kelsey Wales, and just today, actually, I spoke with Stuart Humphreys, who a lot of Doctor Who fans know better as Babel Color, who does a lot of those super cool Doctor Who tribute videos. So we had a little chat earlier today, so maybe putting up some stuff from him soon.
Yeah, basically the rule is if any fan or actor is doing something cool, we want to cover it, because like we just love doing this stuff, and I just honestly we just love doing it,
Yeah.
And it's just a great thing to pair it with a convention to kind of really leverage like the whole community aspect that we started with Intervention in 2010. And you know what I completely forgot to mention earlier? the Tom Baker autograph, which is
right.
yeah, how did I forget that? That's like a big deal. So one of the things that is ending in on February 15th is that people can order a special Tom Baker autograph that was designed by Kelsey Wales with collaboration of Tom Baker and his wife Sue Gerard, which was huge. Like Kelsey was like, oh my God, are they going to love it? Are they going to love it? But they loved it. So it's only going to be available to commemorate ReGeneration Who won, and it's gorgeous. So it has to be ordered before February 15th because we have to print them, send them to Tom Baker, get him to sign them, and have them for AtCon pickup. So that's very, very important. Like I need to remember to get mine because I need one.
Got mine.
And if you haven't actually seen the art, you can go to ReGeneration Who's Facebook page, and you posted some stuff on Twitter too today about the piece of art too. It looks amazing. Like, just go look at it. It looks fabulous. So
Yeah.
you have ReGeneration Who, and you're talking about wanting to promote people that are working on projects and stuff. This kind of is an offset from your other convention, Intervention. Tell us about Intervention some too, which is
So
another thing you do.
Intervention. Yeah, Intervention is really kind of like the core of how we do everything, and it's always going to be how we run things, where it's fans first, it's community first. And the idea is that it started in 2010. The next intervention is August 14th through I'm blanking on the dates. Help me out, Kara.
I'll look it up. I got another computer like next to me here.
Yeah, there you go. So obviously I'm not the numbers person. Yeah, I'm not the numbers person. I rely on. Yeah,
August 14th through 16th.
There, I was right, but I wasn't saying it right. Anyway, so it's got the scope of a Comic-Con or any convention that you would know, because we have video games, we have dancing, we have cosplay, but the entire idea of the panel programming is like almost like a conference for artists. So if you do blogging, if you do podcasting, if you're an author, if you're indie anything, or if you build robots or do something cool that you've done yourself, it's to come and share what that is, show off your work, but also teach other people how to do that. So somebody joked that it was like Woodstock for geeks, and that's really kind of true if the idea of Woodstock is to help everybody get on stage.
Well, can you guys... Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, you go for it.
About sort of how you got... Obviously, you mentioned that Tom Baker was your doctor, and so, you like Classic Who, but what got you both connected to doing a Who convention, and obviously one that has got such exciting things connected to it, especially like with Tom Baker and the Skype interview? There's a lot of various Doctor Who conventions, and this sounds like it's bringing together a lot of different things. And so I just kind of am curious what your history is with Doctor Who, and then how that brought you to this convention.
And Kara, you need to tell the story.
Which story?
What story? I'm scared.
The story in London.
Oh, the story in London. Oh, I was going to say, I've got a bunch of stories. No, the way I got into Doctor Who is we did not have it on our PBS when I was little. So I had no clue that it existed. I played a game on my old Mac Classic called Daleks. I didn't know what it was. I enjoyed it, though. And in college, my boyfriend at the time showed me, well, first he showed me a clip show of Shada strung together with Tom Baker clips, and that did nothing for me. I was just confused. But then he showed me I know, right? And then he showed me the TV movie with Paul McGann, and that just did it. And this was back in '99, so I worked backwards from there, and jumped on the new series when it came in, and I've sort of been involved also with keeping up with Big Finish and the books and stuff. So. Yeah, I was a Wilderness Years baby, as it were, and that's how I got into the fandom. But you want the story?
Well, I mean, now that it's been brought up, we're all going to be like,
yes, you have to tell the story because it is awesome.
It's her. Yeah, okay. Not this past Christmas, but the Christmas before. So it would have been like a week and a half before Time of the Doctor aired. I was in London just on holiday, and I went to a It was an Operation Smile sponsored charity event. It was sort of Christmas lessons and carols. They had celebrity readers, and Peter Capaldi was one of the readers. And this is a week and a half before he started as a doctor, so there were just tons of people there to sort of, you know, see what this was about. And afterwards, people just gathered around him to meet him, and there was like one little girl in the crowd, I remember. And I knew nothing about this guy. He was Malcolm Tucker. You know, that was as much as I knew. I'd heard he was a fan, and he seemed like a cool guy, and I was like, oh, he'll probably be fine. But I was kind of hanging back, and I'm kind of observing, and this little girl walks up to him, and he just gets down on eye level to chat with her, and signs a thing for her, and he asks, "You gonna be watching on Christmas?" And she nods. He says, "Good, that's when I start. I hope you like me." And I just went, "Oh man." He just straight to the kids, and that's when I sort of realized, man, this guy knows what he's doing. This is the doctor right here.
That's sweet.
Okay.
It was very sweet. So I was hype about him before he even technically started.
So, okay, well, Oni, tell us how you got into Doctor Who.
So when I was growing up, we didn't have cable or any of that, so we had PBS. And Doctor Who was on PBS, and it just happened to be the thing that I watched, that and Buck Rogers, because I think we had like 4 channels. And Tom Baker was really, definitely my first Doctor, and really special because I watched it while my dad was actually dying of lung cancer, so it really, got me through that whole time. And I got made fun of in school horribly for it. Like, oh, what were you watching last night? You're watching Alf? I'm like, yeah, Alf's cool, but I watch Doctor Who also. And they're just like, ew, you watch Doctor Who, you're a nerd. So I kind of get this perverse pleasure that something big that I'm doing as an adult is something I got made fun of when I was a kid. Because I'm hoping that some of the kids that come to this con are going to, understand that, really crappy things are not forever. And that when you're an adult, you can be whoever you want to be. That's really a big thing for me.
Has it been fun, having that connection with Tom Baker as Doctor Who, sort of being able to be a part of having him at ReGeneration Who? Have you been able to share that story with him, or is that something you're looking forward to sharing with him if you have the chance during the convention?
So in the pitch that we pitched to his agent that was given to him, the history of intervention and my history was actually mentioned. And I believe that was a major reason that he accepted our event and declined other events, but I don't know for sure. So I may actually go to the UK at some point when he does an appearance just to personally thank him, because we have been working very hard and at great personal expense for 5 years now, doing events in the Maryland area that have really good, huge impact on community. And largely, it's not been easy. So the fact that he actually was like, yeah, I'll do this, it was like the first time that things started really kind of going our way. And it means more than I can even say. We're sending him something for when he signs the autographs, and I'm going to put a letter in there just so he understands, from me. But I do think it was a reason that he did it, because it's well documented, all the stuff that I've done and been through, and more importantly, why we do it. I am more happy to lose money if it's the right thing for people, and I have actually in the past. So karma, I always say karma, it'll come back, and I guess it came back in this case.
Sweet. Okay. Well, do you guys have anything extra that you want to add to this that we may have not covered?
Let's see. Tom Baker's autograph, February 15th. We mentioned that. We mentioned the VIP levels where you can support some really cool local artists and also help us run the con and make it even more awesome than it already is. We have amazing guests, and we're going to have programming up about the second-ish week of February as a draft to kind of, so definitely check that out, because it's going to be stuff that's not at any other event. We're going to have your standard signing panels, of course. Nobody's going to be disappointed, but I think we're really kind of making a product that's our own. So I'm excited to see people's reaction to that.
Sweet. Well, make sure you guys go and like their Facebook page, their Twitter account. What am I missing, Kara?
We also have Google Plus and we have Tumblr. Although Facebook and Twitter are the best places, as well as the blog itself, ReGenerationWho.com.
Okay, so definitely check those out. Just type in ReGeneration Who in your search engine on Facebook and Twitter and give them a like and a follow. And do you have anything else you want to add, Lil?
I think that's it. As always,
Okay.
thank you guys for watching, our show and listening to the lovely ladies of Regeneration Who talking about their event.
And thank you guys so much for being on the show today. I'm trying to look at you, but you're down here, and
Yeah,
I need to look
it's
right
really
there.
weird. I'm like,
It's very interesting. I feel like I'm not even looking at the screen half the time because I'm wanting to look at like the people right here. So thank you guys so much. Make sure that you like our Facebook page, give our video a thumbs up if you liked this interview, which you should, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have a bunch of interview episodes coming up within the coming weeks. We have a Jerry Ryan interview from Dragon Con that'll be up tomorrow, and we have lots of awesome Long Island Who 2 interviews that Lee did, which I'm very excited to put those up. There's actually 4 or 5 of them, so with companions from Doctor Who, so I'm very excited for you guys to see those. So thank you guys for watching The Girls Who Waited, the Geek Girl YouTube show about Doctor Who and more, and we will see you guys next time.
Bye.